Everyone, welcome to A Cow's Opinion, another weekly news show where we give you the cow's opinion on everything happening in the video game industry. And it is a cow's opinion, so remember, it doesn't really matter. It's a moot point. I am the cow, and I am just hyped up, even though it's 11 p.m. on Sunday. It's a little early to do an episode for next Sunday, but not only am I super psyched after a really fun all out at AEW on pay-per-view with some friends on Discord, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about this story that was brought to my attention today as of just from Giant Freaking Robot and Mr. Jason Collins, but I looked it up and apparently this is a thing. Now, The Last of Us is a fantastic game that I played when the original came out, but I didn't, not only have I not yet bought the PS5, but I didn't really think it was soon enough to need to have a remake with a $100 deluxe edition price tag. But a lot of people are playing it and they're having fun. You know what? That's fine. Your fun is not wrong. But what is wrong is Sony's business practices, because apparently the only way to get the deluxe edition instead of buying it through Amazon or Best Buy or other retailers, Gamestop, as usual, is Sony, I guess, decided that they wanted to keep all the money for those things. You know, you buy the deluxe edition, you get bonus stuffs like a statue and other things. The issue that people are having is the condition that this is coming on. So The Last of Us Part 1 remake of the 2013 action-adventure was released 2 days ago, and it's being delivered to those who pre-ordered the game. The Deluxe is the Firefly edition of the game, which is a limited edition PlayStation Direct bundle that includes various goodies, $99.99 before shipping. I mean, they're so expensive, but I just dropped like $100 on Super Bowl. It was 30, and I didn't really need any of the stuff in that. So, you know, I can relate to people who want it. But the problem is that there are two problems, actually. The first is that the limited edition is now out of stock, which is a problem because a lot of buyers have damaged Firefly Edition boxes. So apparently the problem is that they're sold only from Sony's PlayStation Direct store. And a bunch of people are now sharing damaged goods. They're crushed, torn, trampled, and excessively glued together, and are voicing concerns over Sony's business practices. And a consumer rights group is looking to sue. This is not good. So let's take a look at some of this. Well, here we go. That's not great, but that looks even. That's got glue all over it. That's not really. That's not good either. Yeah, that's crushed. Oh, that is... If you're paying $100, you do not want it to arrive in that condition. That is not acceptable. Last of editions will not be replaced. Now, see, you have Last of Us Place. It comes with the game, and that's bad right there. That's not good. So, yeah. I mean, this is a collector's edition. You're supposed to be able... That's from part 2 for $700. Good lord, what kind of idiot pays $700 for a game? So apparently the problem... Let's see if we can find that again. Here's a great shot right here. The problem, you can see how it's warped right here and crushed. The little envelope is now permanently stuck to the box because it was excessively glued. It didn't arrive in a box. When I bought Robot Wars off of like Japanese sites, I got them in nice boxes with packaging to make sure that even if I didn't buy the deluxe edition, if I only got the standard edition, and other games companies do this too, they come in boxes with packing material so that your nice deluxe edition is not damaged. Sony has apparently only used these vanilla envelopes. Now, these are not really meant to protect boxes that can be easily smushed or smashed. Now, I'm not saying that the Postal Service couldn't be a little more careful. What I'm saying is this should never have been used for that. You do not put something worth $100 into an envelope like this. I've done some mailing stuff for my work, and at times we would have to do like digital CDs and burn CDs for very valuable financial and or other information. it would never go into a vanilla envelope because of how easily it could be damaged in transit. So why would they put this in that? Well, you know why. It was a cost-saving measure. The issue with the Last of Us boxes appears to be on Sony's account, as well as the PlayStation Direct sent $100 worth collectible items in simple padded manila envelopes. Not cool. Either a serious lapse of judgment, no, money-saving attempt. Hell yes. Now, Sony wanted all of the money for these deluxe editions. That's a pretty big upcharge on the stuff in them. So the fact that they didn't allow anybody else to sell them and then shipped them cheaply tells you what kind of garbage they treated this. Doesn't provide enough rigidity to prevent twisting and usually presents a cheaper option. Additionally, the amount of glue on those specific envelopes used to ship was a bit much. It left dried glue mixed with pieces of the envelope stuck to the top of the box. So not only were the boxes mangled, torn, and beaten up due to improper packaging, but the packaging itself was handled by daycare preschoolers. Nice. The game can't be returned, and even if it was possible, the store would likely use the same mailer again. And it's been sold out, there aren't any replacements, and Sony is going to... So I do hope that a consumer advocacy group... Look, we saw this with the Fallout 76, when they gave those streamers very nice canvas bags, and then shipped everyone else these really cheap garbage-looking bags. Well, there's no more canvas. Apparently, the world ran out of canvas. No, you went cheap. And it's technically false advertising on that end. This is not false advertising. You got what you were promised. But the fact that Sony did not bother to treat its customers right is concerning. Sony is currently trying to get on everyone's good side because they don't want Microsoft to buy Activision Blizzard. But when you do this kind of stuff, it does not present a good argument that, hey, we care about our fans. Microsoft is trying to cheat the fans because you're the ones cheating the fans in this situation. So, guys, tomorrow is Labor Day here in America. It's a bank holiday. It's a national holiday, which means that I doubt Sony of America or the Last of Us developer Naughty Dog is going to be able to comment. I would expect Naughty Dog to give an apology. But this is so directly off the PlayStation Store. It's not Naughty Dog's fault. This is Sony's doing. So it's unfortunate this is our first story for the week. It just goes to show that if you don't like Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard, that's fine. But Sony is not the victim in this. They are a money-grubbing company just as well. And you gotta dance with the devil when you have to get the games. Let's move on to the next story, you guys. And our next story is about Sony actually saying that Microsoft is not offering good deals on Call of Duty. Now, this is from Reuters, but for the love of all that's holy, it is everywhere. So recently, Sony's gaming chief Jim Ryan called an offer by Microsoft to keep Call of Duty series on PlayStation inadequate. Now, as we know, Microsoft is buying Activision Blizzard. It's almost certain to go through. I know that we talked last week about how the British Game Authority was like throwing up a little bit of a roadblock, but I'll go be honest with you guys, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. The news feeds are making that really public, but slowly but surely pretty much all these government authorities are giving their blessing. So one of the things that people are worried about is lack of competition. And Call of Duty is the biggest first-person shooter franchise out there. If you make it exclusive to PC and Xbox, it's going to probably drive some people off of Sony's platforms. And Sony does not like that. So, Microsoft had made an offer to continue to put Call of Duty out on PlayStation consoles. But the problem is that they only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement. Their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account the impact on our gamers. Now, the airing of privileged negotiation comes as Microsoft and Sony move to secure their games pipeline with a flurry of deals in advance, and technology threatened the dominant position of platform operators. Now, here's the thing that I think I want to show you guys. So this is what I want to show you guys. This is from Brett at Destructoid. And Sony pays for Forspoken exclusivity, pays for Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Remake exclusivity, pays for Street Fighter exclusivity, pays for Deathloop, Ghost Rider, the Spider-Man IP. Microsoft buys Call of Duty, might go exclusive. That's not fair. As you can see, I've liked and retweeted this. This is just to show you guys that this entire thing about Sony saying that, you know, it's affecting gamers and it's going to hurt the platform. Well, they're hurting the platform too. And I'm not trying to defend Microsoft. This is what all big companies do, is they point out when other people do the stuff that they get away with. In the end, this is not going to change a thing. Sony is not going to be able to stop them from buying Activision Blizzard, and in a few years, Call of Duty may be exclusive to Microsoft. And there's nothing stopping from Sony from finally getting... They're always bragging about their Halo killers that never actually kill Halo. Studio 343 may have done that alone by themselves. Hey-oh! It's topical innuendo! But really, this is just Sony saying, look, we're the ones waving the flag for the victory of the gamers. But in reality, they are not. They are just looking out for their own pocketbooks and their own interest. And I keep saying it, but I'm going to say it again. This is probably not going to affect anything in the long term. So guys, thank you for keeping up with me on this. We will continue to look at Activision's sale. And let's move on to the next story. Now, in your mini update for this week, we are looking at On Fantasia and Penny Blood. As we have seen, they have hit their Kickstarter goal of 701,000. Technically, it was 100 million yen, but exchange rates, you know how it goes. They are sitting at just shy of $1.35 million with over 10,000 backers. Consider backing this project if you love JRPGs. Honestly, somebody just backed. You saw that go up. That's cool. That's content right there. No, seriously though, the issue is that they are trying to get to 1.5. What? Oh. Oh. I thought it was like a solid thing because it was like the same. So they've unlocked a lot of stuff actually, and let's take a look at that. So we are at... I need to... It's not in dollars, unfortunately. Well, it is in dollars. It's just harder to see. So the game's got funded, as well as roll chain system and eviscerate your enemies as a fusion monster, which is, you know, probably stuff that was going to be included in the base game. Then we had puzzle boxes. I don't know what that is. I think it means more puzzles. The puzzles in Wild Arms were pretty good. Then we have the console versions. Remember, it can't really come out for Switch. So if Nintendo doesn't have a new console, then I don't think they will. If you choose Nintendo, you'll have to choose something else. Then we have Melee of Madness here, which was also unlocked. Then we had more BGMs. Thrilling Dog Races is being unlocked. Is it not unlocked yet? I don't know if maybe they haven't updated that part. 100 million yen. Yeah, so I guess Thrilling Dog Races and 8-bit Battle Remix. That's cool, but I don't know about that. Thrilling Dog Races is pretty cool. So, little boy, how much torture can you take? I'm guessing that's like a harder difficulty mode or something. The bounty system, I'm looking forward to that. I bet you can just find bounty hunters and stuff. So they're almost... Oh, yeah, that's right. You can choose which game to donate when you buy them, but you will help unlock the other stuff as well. So they're working on 8-bit battle remixes for both games. They're working on a costume change system and more whistling. I don't know what that means. And the next hint is Expector. Thrilling Dog Races, So Little Boy, How Much Torture Can You Take, and Monkey Business. And the center one here is something up my sleeve. I don't even know what that is, but I am really happy for these guys. It's so nice to see this stuff. Even if we're not going to get it until 2024, I am looking forward to it. And our final story for the week. Oh God, if you thought GameStop couldn't get any weirder and more of a piling, flaming garbage mess, you haven't been paying attention. So, as you know, GameStop has had a rough couple of years. physical sales are down as we move to more digital, and that's only gotten worse with the certain word event I can't mention, or else YouTube will suppress this video, accelerating things. Meanwhile, their stock went up huge due to, long-term bets being countered. Basically, a bunch of rich hedge funds shorted 150% of the company. You can't actually do that. Now, I have no idea, why the government allowed, or the banks allowed 150% of a stock to be shorted. It's mathematically impossible. But then a bunch of people on Reddit figured out that, hey, we can get a lot of money if we squeeze these morons, and squeeze they did. So GameStop really is kind of a weird company. They've also started to go heavily into NFTs and crypto, and look, it's a really weird dance for these guys. So you would think that they would want to keep their noses clean, but this ain't very clean, ladies and gentlemen. A new lawsuit was filed in California accusing them of recording conversations that they have with customer service and then sharing it with a third party, which would harvest and use personal data. Now, what does that mean? Basically, whenever you talked to customer service, they would take a recording of that and use it with a third party that was picking apart metrics and things that could be sellable and things that could be used to get more money out. Now, here's the important part. Recording customer service interactions is not illegal. It is not. Because if you've ever been on a customer service line and heard your call may be recorded for quality purposes, that's just, you have to assume that your calls are being recorded. It's not even illegal for them to share it with a third party. Here's the problem. It's that the company is accused of doing so without gaining the consent of customers. In California, you cannot operate or create transcripts of visitors' conversations without obtaining prior express consent. Now, if there had been something on the website when you were chatting with something, or a message on the phone when you were about to talk to someone, it said, your call may be recorded and used at the company's discretion, or something similar. That's informed consent. You know your call may be used for other stuff. And by continuing the call, you are giving permission. That never happened. Now, compliance is easy, and the vast majority of companies comply with the law by simply notifying website visitors if the conversation is being recorded. Yeah, see, it's not meant to be hard. It's not meant to trip companies up. The fact that GameStop is doing this is either a stupid or intentional glaring oversight. Now, here's the main issue. Going from bad to worse, defendant shares the secret transcripts with Zendesk, a third party that publicly boasts about its ability to harvest highly personal data from chat transcripts for sales and marketing purposes. Rather than merely providing a software service, defendant allows Zendesk to intercept and use the secret transcripts. Given the nature of their business, website visitors typically share highly personal and sensitive data with the defendant being GameStop, when using the website chat feature. Consumers would be shocked and appalled to know that defendant secretly creates transcripts of those conversations and shares them with a third party. Conduct is both illegal and highly offensive. Now, GameStop has not given any kind of a statement on this yet, and I would expect them to give the standard, we don't comment on pending litigation. This is bad. I'm not going to lie. This is not good, guys. They should not, under any circumstances, be doing this. And again, the law is not hard to be on the right side of. You can very easily make people aware, hey, you're being recorded, and then you're done. So the fact that they're doing it this way means I would be very interested to see if they can unlock what information specifically they're using Zendesk to get. If it's because there's two things I think that they could be doing. They could be either categorizing their own customer base to try to figure out which services and merchandise would be best bought by them, which is a little weird but not terrible. Or as a necessary stream of revenue, they could be selling massive amounts of customer data to other companies to say, hey, in this area code or this IP area or whatever, there's a lot of people who are more likely to want this, and that's very scummy. It's like when I used to donate to a place that I won't say, and I'm not donating really anymore to them, because I'm pretty sure that they sold my address to a bunch of other charities. Now, I don't mind giving money to charities. I do mind when you sell my personal data, and I know it was them and not anybody else because it happened after I started donating to them. And that was either buried somewhere in the acknowledgement or they didn't acknowledge it, so I'm pretty upset about that. So let's look at the comments real quick. Final quote from the lawsuit is dumb as hell. Zendesk is some scary piece of software. It's probably the most common customer service ticketing software. There is real meat in there not complying with the SIPA bit, and I get the lawyers often throw things to the wall to see them stick. Didn't realize that you possess superhuman divination. Oh, God. Oh, I went into a flame war. That's not good. Well, I'm going down this, who is in... I can't even tell who's arguing with who anymore because of how the... God, I don't want to get into that flame war. Let's not... We're going to leave the comments, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget the comments. Never go into the comments. Comments are bad. Stay up here in the content. The content is safe and will not hurt us. Guys, thank you for once again watching A Cow's Opinion. We'll be back next week. Quick update on the channel. We only have 2 Point Campus running, but that's okay because a couple more games are launching this month that may make the channel. So we will have more fun, play more games because games are awesome. You deserve awesome and not to wander into the comments, and I'll see you next time.